We're about to cook pretty much the easiest meal we've ever made on this channel, and it's crazy good and feeds a huge crowd. Check it out. Okay, so here we go. Chuck pot roast. Is that the same as a chuck roast? I think it is. I got chuck roast here. I'm really excited. I'm Dave, by the way. Welcome to the kitchen. Today we're making something I have never even heard of before, but when I heard of it, when I discovered it, I was very excited. We are going to make a keto Mississippi pot roast dump meal. Okay, we're gonna dump it into our crock pot, and it's gonna be super easy to make. We're also gonna elevate it beyond any other Mississippi pot roast you've ever had and make it a loaded pot roast, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Now, I will qualify this, like, this can be even easier than I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a few things that will elevate it a little and make it better, but you don't need to do those steps. If you want, this could literally just be a dump into the crock pot and walk away kind of thing. Some of the upgrades you can leave out. If you want a super easy, lazy keto recipe, this would be a great one for the family, and you're not gonna skimp on taste or sacrifice taste much by doing it the faster way. So what we wanna do first, we wanna sear our pot roast, and this is a step you don't need to do. What I mean by sear is we're gonna put it on our pan and just get the sides a little crispy to add some crunch to the sides, to each side, really. If you want though, you can just put the chuck roast right into your crock pot, and that can be your first step if you wanna do it even faster than what I'm doing. Now, the recipe calls for 3 to 4 pounds. I got 2 1/4 and 2.21, so I have closer to 4.5 pounds, but that's all right. So if you wanna follow exactly along though, grab your chuck roast, pop it onto a hot pan. I'm not using oil or anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to, honestly. That's a lot of pot roast. This is, I'm cooking for like one, really. My wife will eat it with me, but she doesn't eat a lot. My kids probably wouldn't be, maybe they would be interested in this. Depends on how good it is. We're just giving it a minute to sear, and then we're gonna flip it over. It's probably already pretty seared. Let's take a look. Ooh, it's heavy. All right, I let this side go a little longer. Yeah, see, it's not cooking perfectly evenly. We're trying to get a nice crust all around. It's not working that well. See, there we go. Now we've got a nice sear on it. And you can do the outsides too, like each of the sides. It depends on how much effort you want to put into it. Since it's not a necessary step, don't stress too much about it. I'm probably gonna stop right there, honestly. And then that's gonna go into our crock pot. You know, you can do that if you want to. Do the sides. But either way, we're then gonna throw it into our crock pot, which, by the way, this is really a lot. I don't know. Oh, hold on, let me show you in the other camera. Hey guys, quick interruption, but this one's worth it because it's for steak. And anytime your interruption involves steak, it's a good interruption. Steak is something I'm super passionate about, and I will say I'm a bit of a steak snob. As you can see, I have 2 beautiful looking thick cut ribeyes here that we're about to cook up using my brand new toy that I got from Bighorn Outdoors, who sponsored this video. It is a infrared steak grill. And so I'm gonna teach you really quick how to make an absolutely perfect steak. I don't eat steak at restaurants because I know I can make them better at home, and this tool makes that 10 times easier with a method I like to call the reverse sear. I'm sure you've heard of it, but if not, take your steak, throw some salt on it, put it into the normal oven. You don't have to do this. With this steak grill they sent me, you can just put it right on the steak grill and cook it really fast. I'm gonna tell you how I do the perfect steak and how this tool will help you get there if you wanna do it yourself. So I put my steaks into the oven at like 275 for like 10 minutes till the internal temp's around 95 degrees. Once I get it up to the 95 to 100, we go out to the porch to this new Bighorn Outdoor steak grill I got, which is amazing. First off, and this is always the key, if you go to any big restaurant, you know, those very fancy, expensive restaurants where you're spending $200 on a steak, they're all cooking their steak on something called a salamander type grill. What that means is extremely hot and fast cooking. That way the juices don't have time to leak out or anything like that. The Bighorn Outdoor Steak Grill hits 1500 degrees in just 3 minutes. It's got a top-down cook, meaning that when the grease does fall, it's not gonna hit the burner and flare up and, you know, burn anything like that. Normally your grill would have the burners at the bottom, and then the grease falls off and makes big flare-ups and makes it kind of terrifying to cook a steak. Not with this one. This one, you put it, you slide it into the tray, which is easily dishwasher safe and all that. You can just bring it inside the house and wash it when you're done. But you put it inside as close as you want to the flame, and you just watch the beautiful sizzle as the steak gets cooked. It's gonna create an incredible crust like you'd find at some of the most expensive steakhouses, but you're gonna be able to get that and achieve that at home. And I'm telling you, the only thing that really matters when it comes to buying a steak is buying a good piece of meat and having the right tools. But basically you can get a perfect medium rare steak in less than 5 minutes with this thing. All right, so there we go, guys. 5 minutes, pretty much 5 minutes later, you don't even need to do the reverse sear aspect of it. And we've got a beautiful looking steak here. But yeah, we have a very nice crust. You can hear it. Hear the nice crust on it. And we have a beautiful looking piece of steak here that we got from our Bighorn outdoor steak grill. So now let's try it. I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. It straight up melts in your mouth, folks. Straight up melts in your mouth when you use the Bighorn outdoor grill to make you a steak. You got a beautiful crust. The inside looks great. And now we're eating what would normally be a $150, $200 steak for 15 bucks, because that's what the steak cost me. Absolutely divine. Make sure you use my link and code below down in the description to get yours today. It's a great price. I definitely would never regret buying this because it's gonna give you perfect steak every time. All right, let's get back to the video. I'm gonna finish my steak. As you can see, there's a lot of pot roast in there. Maybe I should have just ordered one, or maybe I should cut some down. I'm gonna do it all, why not? Okay, now, here's the other thing. Technically, a Mississippi pot roast, I think that's what it's called, calls for this ranch seasoning mix, which has no carbs. Some people have told me that maltodextrin can spike your keto levels or whatever. Why am I forgetting the word? Either way, do some research on this, decide if you want to use a packet of this. This would certainly be the easier thing to do. If you don't want to do that, you can make your own keto ranch seasoning, which I'll put the instructions for down in the comments below. I'll make sure there's a little part that has a quick instruction thing. I'm trying to do it easy. Let me know if it's true or not that this actually kills the ketosis. Because I've read both things online, so I'm a little confused about it. But we're trying to do an easy meal. Do some research, let me know in the comments. And if everyone in the comments does say that this does mess with your ketosis, use the custom recipe that I'll put down below of how to make your own ranch seasoning. I've done it before, so I can just put it in there. It tastes pretty similar. It's just a little more work. Makes it a little less of a dump meal, in my opinion. So we're not gonna make that from scratch. We're just gonna use the packet and hope it doesn't mess with ketosis. So we dump in our ranch seasoning. It's a whole packet, or I'll put, let me say this too. The recipe I'll put below for making your own ranch, that is for sure keto, just use the whole entire bowl full once you create it. Okay, so we wanna add in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder after you add your ranch seasoning, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, which mine's a little clumpy, but it should be okay. A half teaspoon of black pepper. I'm definitely spilling a little over the edge while I do this, so I'm not gonna fill it all the way. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. This is so easy, guys. Such a lazy keto dinner. I love it. And I talked to a friend last night. He said it's incredibly delicious. He hasn't done this keto version. He hasn't done the loaded keto version, the elevated version we're gonna do, but he said he has Mississippi pot roast all the time, and that it's delicious. We're then gonna add 4 tablespoons, which is a half a stick of salted butter into the crock pot, like so. Now I think this is the secret ingredient. Oh, let me use that knife again, to a Mississippi pot roast. And I'm excited about it. It is called a whole pepperoncini, which is obviously a type of pepper. Ooh, there's a little piece of plastic in there. And we want to put 5 to 6 whole pepperoncinis. Because our meat is so huge, and we're doing over 4 pounds, I'm gonna do the full 6 pepperoncinis. Hopefully they're not super spicy. I think there is like spicy versions and non-spicy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we also want 2 tablespoons of the pepperoncini juice. So 1 and 2, good enough. Now we're gonna cook this on high for 5 to 6 hours or low for 8 hours. And that could be it. Like literally just put the pot roast in, don't even sear it, then all those ingredients and wait it out. If you didn't wanna do the loaded, elevated version I'm doing and you just want the super easy, quick keto dinner. So here's another little elevating step you can do that I'm gonna do to make it into a loaded Mississippi casserole, which sounds even better, of course. And let's cook up some bacon. Now I'm gonna use this same pan from before just because of sheer laziness. So when we just did the pot roast in, it's not gonna hurt it, just gonna add a little more flavor. And we're just gonna cook up some bacon to have that ready once this is ready. This is gonna be an ingredient for the end, but I figure I'll cook it now. I can enjoy some bacon with my breakfast. And then once it cools off, I can chop it up to finalize the pot roast. So I'll just cook the bacon as I would normally cook bacon, or as you would normally cook bacon. If you've never cooked bacon, you put it in a pan and you let it fry up, like so. Yeah, easy crock pot dump meal. I feel like, you know, you also might just have some leftover bacon in your fridge you can use at the end. But we're gonna be back in 6 hours to finalize this, and I'm excited to try my first ever Mississippi pot roast. All right, guys, we're back hours later. How many hours? About like 6.5 hours. I had put it on low, even though I was intending on putting the crock pot on high. I accidentally put it on low for the first hour because I was gonna do high for 6 hours. But anyways, I switched it over at around an hour in. There's some green onions or scallions, or they're not scallions, they're green onions. We also have some bacon here. Actually, I should chop that up too, because that's gonna be another thing we're gonna add to it at the end. And we'll try it both ways. We'll try it loaded and unloaded. This is the bacon I cooked this morning for breakfast. Can I just crush it up with my fingers? Kind of. I did it pretty crispy. I guess we could also add sour cream if we wanted to really make it like fully loaded. And then cheese, which you can grate your own or you can use pre-grated, but that's gonna be the stuff to load the thing. Let's see if it's actually done though. Let's bring it on screen. It has been smelling so good for hours in here. Ow. Hours and hours of delicious smells. That's the challenge we've been facing all day. It should rip right apart, and it does. Look at all that liquid, holy cow. I was like, I wonder if there's gonna be enough liquid in this, but clearly there is. And I don't think we need to like, how much do we need to shred it? I don't know. Probably not that much. But look at that, it is completely all apart at this point. So we definitely got the cookage we wanted. I'm so excited about this. Super easy, lazy, crock pot dump meal of Mississippi pot roast. And we're gonna give it a shot. First, like I said, we're gonna try it without the toppings. See what it tastes like, because I've never had it. It is keto. That was really good. Oh yeah, I shouldn't use that same fork because then everyone else will get my germs. But yeah, that's delicious. Let's get a plate or a bowl. So I imagine we could kind of do it like this. Fill up a little bowl, maybe put a pepper in there, why not? Put a little pepper in there. Could also do a side of some sort, cauliflower or something like that. Then we take some bacon, some shredded green onion, and a little bit of our cheese, like so. And now we've got it loaded style, which, let's see if that's better or worse. I imagine it'd be better, but who knows? Got a little bit of everything in there. That's even better. Add some more layers to it. That's really, really delicious, guys. Got like a little spice, but not bad. Definitely add the cheese. I like the bacon and the cheese. I like what it does for it. Adds like a whole nother layer to it. It was really, really good. Highly recommend this, guys. Try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you want me to try next. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.